got out of the longest war in America's history. Right? They pouring money, extra money into the defense budget that hasn't even been asked for. But yet we gotta beg these people for the president to do something that he has the ultimate authority to do, which is to cancel the damn student debt. Do that right away and stop making all these excuses.
That is, of course, Nina Turner appearing a little bit ago on this program, giving a full-throated defense of Joe Biden actually making good on his campaign promises. And I like to call what you just saw there, and the candidate Nina Turner, who's running in Ohio's 11th congressional district primary, a progressive. But what do I know? Because I'm not part of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, and apparently they have different ideas, because just this week they released this, a little press release about some of their new endorsements. And by the way, there are many endorsements there, some of them perfectly fine, good progressives. But if you zoom into one of the paragraphs, they have their new slate of CPC incumbent endorsements, and one of them there, not far from Katie Porter, who I like, is Shontel Brown, who is of course the candidate who is running against Nina Turner in the same race at the very least. And the idea that she is the most progressive candidate in the race, I find to be an interesting choice. Now they defend it saying, we're proud to support and endorse this group of bold progressive leaders that are fighting for working people in their communities and across the country. Each and every one of them is working every day to take on corporate special interests, fight for economic and social justice, universal health care, climate action, and bold solutions to the urgent crises facing our country. We are thrilled to support their campaigns and look forward to continuing to build the progressive movement. So these are apparently, according to Mark Pocan, Pramila Jayapal, who we've had on, and I, for the most part, like Jamie Raskin has been on a number of times. I like Jamie Raskin. Is she the most progressive in the race? I get that she's an incumbent, Nelini, but what do you think about this and the CPC weighing in on this race?
Yeah, so the Working Families Party has endorsed Nina Turner because she's the most courageous fighter for working people. And we value the role that the CPC plays in Congress, but we think that they got it wrong here. Well, we know that they got it wrong here because we've endorsed Nina Turner. And we're gonna do everything to make her win. But look, allies are gonna disagree at a lot of times. And this is why we build broad coalitions. So while we do not agree with the CPC's endorsement of Shontel, we are going to do everything in our power to make sure that Nina Turner wins that race when the primary comes up.
Exactly, yes, and that is very reasonable. I am not, 100% like, if they're not exactly what I would have cooked up in a lab, I will destroy them. That is some people's bag, which makes less strategic sense than it does potentially audience building sense, but I digress. That said, like, it seems like a sure bet that the Democrat who wins this primary is gonna go on to win it. I don't think that that's super disputed. So why not get the stronger progressive? And by the way, I could point out all the ways that I think Nina Turner is a stronger progressive. Indirectly, Nina Turner is gonna do that job too, because she had a few tweets and I just wanted to highlight a few. She said progressives aren't afraid to sign letters urging POTUS to cancel student debt. That's because progressives don't take money from lobbyists, student loan companies. She's not saying anything. She's just saying. Progressives don't take money from billionaire Trump mega donors. That's not about anybody in particular. She's just saying. Interesting related note, The Intercept recently had a rundown just last year of some of the GOP donors funding Shontel Brown. So, interesting. Anyway, progressives support abolishing the filibuster. Now, to be fair, Shontel Brown, she does support a carve out specifically for voting rights legislation, but that is hardly an overall change to the filibuster, the sort of structural change we've been talking about. And progressives don't take corporate PAC money. So that is what Nina Turner says. And so these are important things that really tell you about who a candidate is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that here's the thing. I feel like, look, the Congressional Progressive Caucus has been large for quite some time. There are members in that caucus that have had an interesting history, a voting history, and interesting money and donations that I've taken. But look, I think that Nina Turner is right, is that progressive, this is why she's making the case for herself. She is saying that she doesn't take corporate PAC money, that she believes in canceling student loan debt, that she believes in abolishing the filibuster, because that's where the progressives' lines are. So we're so excited, and I think it is a missed opportunity for the CPC, but they're going to do what they're going to do, and we're going to continue to build a broad coalition and support and win that race. And we're going to continue to build a working families majority in Congress, which is what we believe that we need to shift the spectrum of what the Democratic Party is talking about in Congress these days.
I agree. Yeah, and by the way, I would love to see, like, the CPC, the members are, on average, I would say, are better than most Democrats. But could we have like an actual, like, could we choose the definition of progressive in our progressive caucus rather than like only it being a comparative thing? Can we get that? For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.